Bro, today's video, this thing is action-packed. We are working on a Harley Sportster full hardtail frame conversion. I'm talking welding, fabricating, grinding, cutting, shaving, reworking, primer, sealer, base coat, clear coat. Then the bike gets completely reassembled. We also do a crazy custom tank, and by the end we see the bike in one piece. So let's hit that opening section, then we will get started. This video is an absolute banger. All right, so really quickly before we get started, I have a question that I want to ask you. Are you tired of not working out because of weather, life, space, or all these other factors getting in the way? If the answer is yes, I want to tell you about today's video sponsor, YeSoul. So real quick and easy, let's go ahead and connect my phone. I'm just gonna go to YouTube and watch some of my favorite videos because that's what I like to do. Let's get a good workout in while we're watching a good time lapse of me painting an old truck that I did quite a while ago. This could be you, man, come on. Come on, Lola, we're doing it now. We gotta get ready to get out to the shop. Gotta get warmed up to be productive during the day. Come on, Lola. Bro, and another game changer for the YeSoul bike. We can do Peloton classes, no subscription required. I just find a class that I like and we just go for it. Follow along, real easy. 15 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, slow it down, Kate, to 100. Bro, so all in all, the YeSoul G1 is perfect for tight spaces, busy schedules, stay-at-home fitness. So go ahead, check out the description down below for a code to get $100 off your own YeSoul G1M Plus. Let's make cardio fun, let's get after it, and let's start off our day right. Now let's get back to today's video. Hey, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another video. So you guys have seen my buddy Lou in the past. He's helped me pick up some interior pieces and just been around. Also the final drive for the El Camino. We did that not that long ago.
Yeah, that's
So this is your bike frame here. What do we got? What is it? Tell me about it as we're telling them about it at the same time.
This is a Paughco frame. This is an old vintage frame that came with the Sportster when I got it. So we're basically rebuilding hardtailing from the build that is a 1996 Harley Sportster 1200. So yeah, this is it.
So the concept is you have a good running and driving bike. I'll throw some pictures on the screen of it. Every single thing is there. So we're just swapping. We're doing a frame swap.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Cool, and then improving a few things along the way. So what do we have first? I got the welder out, the HTP welder. It's such a great welder to use. We have a couple things that we have to address. What do you think? We'll just start at the back, maybe work our way forward.
That sounds good, yeah. We got a brake tab to go. We got a fender tab. We got to booger up some mess up. Like I said, it's an old frame. This has been ridden thousands of miles, this thing. So just kind of neating it up a little bit, tidying it up and making it strong. Yeah,
that makes it so much cooler, the fact that this is like a road hard frame, like it has a vibe to it.
Yeah, I mean, I actually found out that I knew the guy that originally owned it, and he was like, dude, there's thousands of miles on this thing.
Yeah, that's great.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So let's just start in the back here. All right, so we have this bracket here. What I'll do is I'll clean this up a little bit. We'll bevel the edges so that way we have a nice 45.
Yep.
That's got to go, and you marked it already.
It's marked that way. It flips the other way around, I think.
Like this guy here?
Just check.
Yeah. Now, does it matter? We want
Not really, because this thing is, you know, it's a jolly joint, so it's pretty flexible.
All right. So
I'll get it like 90.
We'll just try to get it as 90 off as possible, and then we'll send it.
Everything else is kind of adjustable on that one.
Okay. All right, well, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this prepped a little bit. We'll just throw it in a time lapse, that way we can just power through it.
Cool.
Get this cleaned up and then start going for it. And then we'll just tackle one at a time. I see some stuff here that needs to be re-welded. Probably once I get the welder fired up, we'll just tack this one, go to this one. We should get this thing knocked out pretty quickly.
Cool.
So bracket number 1 is knocked out. We got some really good color in here, nice and hot. Now we got this guy. What's this for? This one, where's it go? Right here?
Yeah, other way down, hang ups. Yeah. Okay. Fender bracket mount thingy.
Cool. we want to space that out just a little. Are you going to run like maybe a little rubber between it, or you just
maybe a bit of an ice layer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just even hard washes. It needs to be solid.
Yeah, so it's not all. Oh, because it's got.
Because the seat goes. You sit here, your ass is here, but there could be a second passenger on here, so that's what just makes it 3 mounting points.
Right.
Makes it super solid.
So we'll just shoot for it being nice and flat and in line with everything else, and nice and flush, and then we'll go for it. So we got that right there. Maybe we'll mark the holes, drill the holes while it's still out of the way, and then go for it. Alright, so we are getting stuff knocked out left and right. Everything's looking good thus far. So the next thing that we have to do, we have the frame right here, and then that's a photo of the motor, how it has to fit. Those marks are already there. Widen them out just a little bit. We have to figure out a way to notch this, so let's just go ahead and get that knocked out, and then we'll be about done welding this thing. So at this point we have the frame notched out. We know where you're going to have plenty of clearance because we know where we were before. We can check with that straight edge to see where we are now, and there is so much light in there we know for sure we are going to be just fine. So the next thing that we want to transfer into is getting the license plate frame as well as the tail light holder. We need to get that thing welded onto the sissy bar. Alright, so at this point we are in really good shape. Let's go ahead and get the welder put away, and then we need to start to transition into getting stuff ready for the paint process. at this point we have all of the pieces hanging, mocked up, ready to go. Powering through this thing, so we're gonna get some primer on, let that dry, sand that down, then we will go for our base coat and clear coat, and then the tank. The tank is the only thing that's gonna get a little bit crazy. We want this to be nice, clean, and simple in the end. All right, so here it is the next day. So overnight, everything that I sprayed out yesterday, the frame, the fender, the sissy bar, the oil tank, a couple brackets, all that stuff is all good, pushed off to the side. Now we are in the shop focusing on the main piece that I have been looking forward to, which is the tank. So the plan is right now, Lou is gonna come pick up the frame. He's gonna start working on it. Then I'll go over to his garage and shop and we'll get it all put back together over there. But my portion moving forward here is this guy. And this is something that he did my absolute favorite thing. He says, you have 100% creative freedom to do whatever you want on this. He says, I was just gonna rattle can it, so anything that I do is going to be better than what he was gonna do. So it's super cool. I'm not gonna disappoint him. I'm not gonna do too much. I'll make it nice, subtle, but really, really solid. So what I'm thinking is my approach right here, we have this. This is just clear base. This is like a binder, clear base. This is not clear coat. This will dry, transparent, and flat. I know sometimes people like to mix their metal flake in with clear coat and then bury it with regular clear coat. I don't prefer to do that. I like to look at my metal flake as a base coat and then put clear on top of that. Then we will sand that. So that's the exact next steps that we're going for. We are going for full coverage of flake with this guy, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of silver, just regular flake all over it, silver like crazy. The very last coat, I'm going to dust a little bit of subtle gold flake in there just because I think that would be a nice touch, but we don't want to do too much. So if you can see right here, raw metal gold flake. We'll mix up this binder 1-to-1. It reduces just like the paint from that paint line. So the base coat reduces 1-to-1. This is a base coat, so I'll reduce it, then add flake. We'll get this sprayed out for full coverage while making a huge metal flake mess in the shop. And that's just part of it. So let's go ahead and get suited up, get the flake mixed up, and get the flake laid down. All right, so at this point, we have kind of just been powering through it because we are getting a lot done in a relatively small period of time, but I think that makes a really nice, interesting video. So let me let you know how we got to this point. So we have the frame painted and done. I moved that into the house so that way that wasn't going to be out in the overspraying, getting messed up. So Lou is going to be picking that up today, Thursday. Yesterday I worked on the tank Wednesday. Tuesday was the first day that we got started. So Lou's gonna take the frame and everything that went completely black. He's gonna take all of that to his house as I stay back and work on the tank. This is what I've been looking forward to, and this is the fun part. So the tank at this point, you can see it looks kind of dull, kind of crazy. not too nice. But what we have is we have full coverage of metal flake, and then once that was all done, completely cleared, the clear buried all of that flake, but that left it really rough and nasty. So what you have to do on top of that clear, sand it down with a 400 grit sandpaper finish, and that's where we are right now. Now we will start to work on the graphics and designs and layers. Then we will, you know, do this design, do that design, pull out the tape, then clear coat everything one last time, and that'll be how we get this process done. All in all, this is very similar to what I did on my Cadillac, but that took a few weeks. We're gonna get this knocked out in a few days. So the next thing that I need to do is start laying out my tape. Now I have a couple inspirations, photos, and a couple ideas in my mind of how I want this tank to look, but I think the best approach is just figure out how I want to do it, what looks good. We'll make some changes along the way. The first thing I'm going to do is establish a center line so that way I can always work back towards that center line to make sure that the designs are symmetrical. This top is going to be a panel, and then I'm thinking 2 panels on the side if we can make that happen. All right, so something that I had to decide while I'm making this video is if I explain slowly every single step, this video is going to be over an hour long. And I know some of you guys are okay with that, but we ultimately kind of want to just get through it. So we have 3 different panels. We have this one on the side, we have that one on the side, and then we have the top. And over there, this one is going to be the same as over there. So all in all, it's just 3 different designs. The first one that I'm going to do is starting from this corner. We are going to shoot this way with sun rays, and I don't mind if we get overspill in these other areas because that's all going to be blacked in, so I don't need to worry about masking off too much. The only thing that I really need to make sure that I mask off is an area that has been completed. So once I am done with the sun rays, that'll be masked off. Over in this circular one, we are going to do a basket weave, and then on the top over here, we are going to go with a beautiful lace flower design, the same lace that I used on the top of my Cadillac Fleetwood. But we also have this guy running in between it. We're going to have shadows shooting out in both directions. All in all, trust me, man, you got to trust the process. It will look good. So let's go ahead, time lapse again, knock out the sun rays, knock out the basket weave, knock out the lace, mask everything off, black everything out, clear coat everything, let that dry, sand the clear coat, and I'll explain to you those steps as we get to them. All right, so right now all of my beautiful design work has been covered up. Now this is why I didn't mind if it overspilled or overflowed into some of these areas, because ultimately in the end these areas are going to be covered completely with black, top to bottom, left to right. Speaking of bottom, I need to, I guess, do it like this first. I need to make sure I get the bottom of the tank. Then I'll prop it on something nice and carefully, and then focus on just doing the top. So I'll kind of blast the bottom with some base coat, then flip it over, then do all my coats over here. So this is just how the process goes. We are getting there. It is a long process. It is tough taping in those super tight zones, but it is what it is. All right, so we already have the black base coat mixed up. That's just what I was using with the airbrush, just regular old black automotive base coat. I actually over reduced it a little bit so that way it would kind of flow out a little bit more transparent, but for this, I'm gonna add just a little bit more base coat back to that mix. So yeah, just kind of giving it one final once over, making sure all my tape lines are down, making sure I don't have any tape hanging over tape that I don't want it to be hanging over. We got a little booger right there. All right. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get this black knocked out. Then once that black is done and we can peel off all the tape, then we'll get a really good look on how this thing is gonna look in the end. Then once we clear this, oh, it's over once we clear it. But then we gotta sand it down and then clear it one final time. But I will get into that once we get there. Let's go for black over everything. So we got the black base coat done, then we have all of the masking pulled off. All in all, so far, I'm happy with it. Every single paint job that I do that's a custom job, I obviously learn some things, figure out some things that I love, figure out some things that I don't like as much. This job is no different, but overall, 100%, I'm happy with it. Will there be a few changes on the next one? Probably. Will I like those changes even more? I don't know. We're learning as we go. So the next step is we need to go for clear coat on this entire thing, let that dry overnight, because the clear coat, you will actually see the grooves and see the lines from where all the tape lines were. Keep in mind, this silvery gray is not silver nor gray, it's full coverage flake. Let's see. Time to paint. That's what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and get this thing cleared so that way it can start drying overnight. Bro! 2 coats of clear stacked on this thing. This thing is looking phenomenal. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you can barely see it, but I don't like letting barely slide when it's just a matter of a little bit more work. I don't mind putting in the work. I can see it right now where you can see the clear coat kind of rolled over some of the edges from the base coat on top of that line that was there. My stuff is ringing off the hook. What's going on with that? Anywho, I'll get to that in a little bit. So what I'm trying to say is, even though right now it looks absolutely phenomenal and probably 99% of the people would be happy to have this on their bike, to be honest, I would be happy to have this on my bike. But it just takes a little bit more work to make it that much better. So we're gonna let this dry, give it overnight. We're going to sand it one more time and then stack another 2 coats of clear on top of that. All in all, I'll get that knocked out by lunch, no problem, and it'll be absolutely perfect. Right now it's magnifique, tomorrow it'll be magnifique and perfect. So let's go ahead ahead and check in with Lou, see how much progress he's made on the bike. I know he mentioned he was going to put the engine and trans, is it called an engine? Motor? Trans into the frame. So let's go see how that goes. There was also a section that we had to notch out. I'm not sure if that fit properly. I mean, I think it would. He drew out what we needed to do and I ended up going for it. So let's go ahead and run over there, and I want to run over there. I want to run over there in the Cadillac. So let's go ahead and get loaded up. I just want this to not stick, so I'm going to throw something underneath it. Maybe that'll work. Yeah. All right, so let's get loaded up in the Cadillac and go catch up with Lou, see what's going on. And this roof pretty much matches the bike. How sick is that? All right, so we are over here now. What a crazy cool view this is. We got the slammed Cadillac. We also got the square body C10 looking really nice. What's up, buddy? What's up, man?
What's going on, dude? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, dude.
You've been working, huh? Dude, look at this thing.
Yeah,
all
man.
Already together.
Yeah, we're getting there, dude.
Picking it up as a raw frame this morning, and it already looks pretty well together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what have you done so far? What do you still have to do?
Well, I mean, getting the motor mounted was a bit of a challenge, trying to get it in there without getting a scratch, but we did a pretty good job. Got that all mounted up on all the main engine mount points, forks on, rear wheel centered, chain on, battery box, and now I'm just working on the brake and the brake booster.
Yeah, it's coming together.
Yeah, man.
I think by this weekend, since it's Thursday here today at the time of filming, dude,
yep.
I think you'll be ripping around this thing this weekend. What do you think?
I'm hoping to get it done by Sunday, yeah, man.
And
so
then,
long as the mailman
right.
waiting on a few parts. Hopefully the mailman gets here in time. We should be good.
And I just laid the first coat of clear on that tank. I'll wet sand it tomorrow and then do another coat, and then that'll be like the cherry on top for this thing.
Yeah, dude, I'm so stoked on that.
Yeah, man, it's looking good.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it looks great, man. The frame looks really good compared to what it used to look like.
Right.
Looked like it'd been in the bottom of an ocean since '76.
Yeah, and it's so cool because it just has all the old essence to it. It has all the right lines. It is a solid looking bike. You did a great job with it so far, man.
I mean, yeah, you did a great job, dude. The paint job looks amazing on it, and all the welding and stuff we did. Yeah, it looks great, man. I'm super stoked on it.
All right, so as you can see, Lou is making phenomenal progress on getting that bike knocked out. We are going to have this thing, well, he's going to have this thing back together here shortly. He's going to be waiting on me at this point. So as you can see right here, we have this beauty magnifique. So good, so solid, so happy with how it came out. There's just a couple little grooves, a couple little imperfections as I mentioned, so what we were going to do is we were going to sand it down. It has been 24 hours since this thing has been sprayed, and it's been baking in a 100-degree shop. Yeah, it's like 102 in the shop right now. Really nice weather in Florida that we're having. So I got a fresh box of 400. We're gonna go ahead and scuff this entire thing down with 400 grit sandpaper, which seems a little bit intimidating if you aren't familiar with this process. So what we're really shooting for is just leveling out the top little bit of the clear coat, so that way by the time we re-clear it, it is nice and smooth and completely level. We put clear coat over an unlevel surface just because of there being different layers on this. So we need to make that unlevel surface level and then re-clear it. So let's go ahead and get this sanded down, and hopefully it's hard enough. Let's see. Man, that's intimidating. Let me just make sure this is 400. Yeah, it is. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this sanded down, and then we'll go for it. now here we are at the end of the day, Friday. It is too hot for me to turn off the fan, so you're gonna have to let that one go. But as you can see right here, we are ready for the final float coat. I'm gonna make sure to get the underside as well. But if you can see, we have my camera right there. We also have one right over here. We are filming from 3 different angles right now because tonight, Friday night, I am going live. This is something that I'm going to be implementing a lot more often. 7 o'clock live stream Friday, kind of shop and chill, whatever I got going on. This one I am starting it off with a bang because I actually have something to do that isn't going to take that long. So I'm thinking the live stream will be, let's hang out for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes on Friday. We'll just see where it goes and what happens, but let me show you the setup. So let me show you what we got going on here. This one is me plus the top screen. Then we can go to here. That's just me right there. Then we have that small view over there. And then there's just the view, which is that camera right over there. And then we can also bring it into right there. The live chat is going to be right there as I'm clearing. As you can see, everything is looking pretty good, nice and solid, ready to go to get the first stream under my belt of a new series. So I'm really excited for that. If you want to see the final flow coat, see if that video is still up there. As far as this video's sake, sorry guys, you're going to be missing that, but you'll still obviously see the result in the end. So yeah, we'll check back in just a second once this thing is fully flow coated out. Bro, so this thing, dude, the tank. I feel bad for anybody that has this tank on their bike if they're trying to be in a serious relationship, because there's no way to keep the girls off your bike if you have a tank looking like this. So phenomenal, insane. I absolutely had a pleasure doing this tank. I hope to do more tanks like this. If you have a tank and you want me to do it, ship it across the country, man. I'll do your tank. But it's gonna cost you. But either way, alrighty. So that is dry, that is all good. I can move it around, I can handle it. Obviously you're not gonna wanna mess around with it too much because it still needs to breathe. But let's go ahead, run across town over there and see where he's at. All right, so here we are, back over here. Luckily the sun is shining, so you're really gonna be able to see this thing. I can't wait for him to see it. One hand holding the tank. Be super careful. All right, let's see. What up, man?
What's up, dude? Holy shit. It's like Christmas came early.
Right, exactly.
Christmas in July. Holy.
Yeah, I just hold it from underneath, maybe. Yeah, because it's probably still a little bit soft. Not like it's gonna be a problem, but yeah.
Wow.
Dude, put it out in the sun, dude. It is insane.
Dude, this thing's crazy.
And the camera will never ever capture what you can see in person.
Ooh. Damn, it changes completely in the sun.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Because it gives you the spectrum of color shoots off of it.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, because inside it's just like silvery kind of
Yep.
gold, but outside
You can see
it's-
blues and yellows and oranges, and
Dude, this is insane. Wow.
that'll be good on the bike.
Dude, I cannot wait to get this thing up. This is insane. Woo. Man.
Got the C10 out too, getting some sun, huh?
Yeah, isn't a bit of sun gonna suntan today?
I think last time I was here it wasn't aired out, so it's cool to see it laying on the driveway.
Yeah, it's laid out right now. Yeah.
This thing, to see it come together in a matter of just a few days, starting on Tuesday, Dude, overall, what do you think, man? You got it back together, huh?
I mean, it's been a hell of a ride, but we got it, man. We're like 90%, well, 95% complete, I guess.
Yeah, what else do we still got?
We've got to do a bit of wiring, held up on package, really. Got to do some rewiring on the timing, and then oil lines, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man, dude, I cannot wait to see this thing ripping down the street.
Hell yeah.
Super cool. It matches the truck really nicely.
It does, right?
Yeah,
Good chrome and
overall,
black.
dude, it's solid. So any final thoughts, man?
Love it, man. I mean, honestly, the tank for me just sets the whole thing off.
Yeah,
it is. It's the cherry on top of the cake, man.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you for letting me do it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I guess, you guys, so that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Like this video if you have not liked it by now. Alrighty, man. I'm going to let you go. I cannot wait to see you ripping this thing down the street.
All right, brother. We'll see you soon.
Cool.